Jon, thanks for joining us. Jon, as the President of the Chamber of Commerce in Exmouth, how's things going up bush?
Look, up the northwest is taking off, as you'd expect, or no doubt read about, but certainly the Pilbara in particular is being overrun with iron ore expansions and oil and gas expansions, and that's affecting Exmouth too, of course.
You've got a position here in Perth and you fly up quite often up to Exmouth. What's the feeling in the town? I mean, how is regional Western Australia as a token town here feeling with the mining boom going on?
Well, Exmouth's been really excited by it actually, and we've recently been listed as a World Heritage Area, and we've been concentrating in the past much on tourism, but now that the mining and oil and gas boom has taken off to the extent that it has, that's boosted the economy of the town significantly, and that's really only just begun.
Do you think Perth people look at regional cities and regional towns in a different way?
Look, I think most of the people in Perth that haven't been to the Pilbara in recent years would be absolutely amazed by the changes that are going on up there and how big they are. For example, the iron ore industry was probably churning out in the order of 230, 240 million tonnes per annum only 3 or 4 years ago. In 3 or 4 years from now, it'll be in excess of 1 billion tonnes per annum. Now that's 4 times obviously, and that's going to have, and that is having a major increase on the populations in the Pilbara and surrounding areas, because people are choosing to not fly back to Melbourne or Sydney or Perth to live. They're choosing to try to live up there if they can, and Exmouth's been a recipient of that.
Does this mean now that towns are going to thrive, boom?
Well, many places in Rio in particular are already flying a number of people from other towns in WA, including from Broome, Busselton. So Exmouth's another one is just one of those, but already there's a number of regional towns who are getting some advantage out of the Pilbara mining boom.
Do you feel that Perth is too distant? I mean, is Perth as distant as Sydney and as distant as Melbourne when it comes to Exmouth?
Look, Exmouth's a little bit different because it's not on the main road, and people generally come to Exmouth for tourism or holiday purposes and or business. Generally people see it's a day's drive, it's a full day's drive to Exmouth, about 1,300 k's from Perth, and it's not on the road to anywhere else. You've got to turn in about 240 k's away from the main road up to Karratha and so on.
When the big mining companies now are using Exmouth now as a potential employment pool, what's that going to mean to the town?
The town currently has about 2,500 people. Rio Tinto, I think, will look to expanding to as many as 200 people out of Exmouth over the next couple of years. But that's not the only thing that's expanding in Exmouth. The Defence Department, as you're probably aware, are doing a lot, or looking a lot at northwest Australia. And we've got a naval base being operated by Raytheon in Exmouth. The US government and the Australian governments are looking at doing quite a large satellite tracking station there.
What are the development opportunities in regional WA, and use Exmouth as an example?
Oh, well, look, I think Exmouth's in a very unique position. Oil and gas in particular have some real difficulties at the moment getting supplies out to their drilling rigs and FPSOs offshore. And there are 2 proposals in Exmouth at the moment for marine supply bases.
What's your sales pitch to the people here that want to move up north, or are working in the mining industry?
Tourism's going to be a big attraction for the people of Perth, and therefore with that kind of lifestyle, anybody in Perth that wanted to live in the northwest wouldn't find a better place to live, because it's got such beautiful beaches, gorges, whale sharks and so on.
Jon, thanks for joining us.